This is a scale model designed by the set designer of our latest play, The Subject Was Roses. And as you see, the next step is building the actual set. And we are sitting here on the set of The Subject Was Roses. I'm David Saint, I'm the artistic director here, and I'm sitting here with the head of our props department, Karen Cahill.
Hi, David.
Hi, Karen. This particular show and this particular set was a great challenge for you guys.
Yes, it was.
Because?
Well, as you know, the play takes place in 1946,
Right.
which is a very specific time in not only American history, but in world history. And the playwright, Frank Gilroy, has even narrowed it down to a very specific apartment in the Bronx in May of 1946. So just right there, that narrows it down to things that are very history specific. Something that the scenic designer, Michael Schweiker, had specified was, since they moved in the 20s, some of the things have changed. Like obviously the modern appliances that we have here are more relative of the 40s, but things maybe like the sofa or some of the other dressing have been in there since they moved in, which was most likely shortly after the two characters got married.
He and I got along better yesterday than we ever did before, and you're jealous. Well.
Can't Ruskin wait till Monday?
No, and don't pretend you're disappointed.
And we have a sink that functions. And this was a collaboration of finding a sink that was true to the period and then also getting working plumbing that you can see underneath the sink.
Another thing I noticed, it's got a a rubber lining.
That's right.
What is that? Why?
There's so much clanging around of washing dishes and throwing things into there. It can be so noisy that it would drown out the actors.
Things you can do in a movie set with mixing of the sound you can't do in a live.
Absolutely. Even if the actress is wearing the best body mic, when she's over here, you're going to hear all of the splashing and clanging and whatnot, and we don't want that to take the audience out of the moment of the play. We want them to focus on what she's doing.
I have another question about this. They drink a lot of beer in the play.
Right.
This is a period Schaefer light beer?
Yes. The shape of the bottle we researched from figuring out what kind of beer was around in 1946 in the New York area, and Schaefer was one of the brews that you would be able to find locally. So we took modern day beer bottles, cleaned the labels off, and then fabricated these labels and stuck them on there. And we have a capping machine downstairs that the stage crew will fill them with the non-alcoholic beer and then cap them every night so they can use a church key and open it up and drink the beer, and the audience would believe that it's real beer.
To the Cubs, to the Cubs.
And this is an item which is has a big part in the play.
Yes. This is a waffle iron from the early 1940s, and in the very, very first scene, the mother, Nettie, wants to make a fabulous breakfast for her son who is home from World War II, and talks about how his favorite meal was waffles.
What's wrong? What's the matter? What is it? What is it?
They stuck!
What?
Why did they have to stick today?
This actually, you can see all the period detail.
All of the stuff in there.
And the food,
Yep.
a lot of it is real that they use, and then some of it, pull out, what is that sausage on the left there?
Yeah, there's a salami here,
salami.
there is some fake cheese.
And none of that's real.
Yeah.
What's it made of when you make food like this that's
a
not?
lot of times we make them out of foam or out of clay. This light switch, when we first bought this, was shiny, was very shiny and metallic. And when you look around your house, you think, what are things that people touch all the time?
Right.
So that's why there's just a little bit of dirt that's painted on.
And then we move through this wall into the living room, and then the other doors to the apartment. One leads to Timmy's bedroom over there, and this door here leads to the bathroom and the master bedroom, right?
That's correct.
And I love the, and coming out of our hallway is our assistant props master, Mary. So Mary, can you tell us about this radio? It's such a striking piece.
Absolutely. This is actually a family heirloom from the director, Michael Mastro. It's been in his family for years. It was a little bit in disrepair, just the screen was ripped a little bit, and Karen was able to fix it and get it all fixed up, and it's in perfect running order now.
This is a fascinating piece too. So we put the record on this turntable, put the arm over, it's moving, the audience sees it moving, but it's not actually playing this record. So what happens then? How do we hear the music, and how is that all handled?
There are speakers hidden all over this set that you can't really see. And when that moment happens, the sound engineer plays the music cue.
So that's actually where the sound's really coming out of.
That's correct.
But the audience thinks it's coming out of here. Again, the magic of theater, the magic of theater. Mary, show us a little bit down this. This is Timmy's room in the play, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on the wall and in the.
So as you can see on his walls, we've decorated his walls with things that we thought that he would have. So these are some tasteful ladies of the period. We also put a map of the world. The deck director and designer thought that Timmy, before he left for the war, was a little naive, interested in the world, so that's why he has the map of the world up here, and also some family pictures.
And of course, we notice up above the centerpiece of the home, the big banner saying "Welcome Home, Timmy," because the play takes place on the morning after Timmy, the son, has arrived home from World War II.
You must have seen some pretty bad things.
Not as much as a lot of the others.
Maybe you'd rather not talk about it.
I don't mind.
And one of my favorite details that, again, very few of the audience ever sees, but certainly the actors see it, and a little bit of the audience might see it, is over here, the next door,
Right.
and that's the Feldman's
That's
apartment.
correct.
And I love, my favorite little detail is the mezuzah here on their door.
It's a tiny little detail, but it not only nails the place for the audience, it also nails it for the actors. It reminds them that their neighbors are that close and would be that close in an apartment.
My father thanks you. My sister thanks you. And the Feldmans thank you! Good night. Good night. Good night.
Well, thank you, Karen, and thank you, Mary, for both of you for showing us around this incredible set.
Well, thank you, and please come see the show.